Assalamu alaikum boys and girls, how are you today? Welcome back to Play and Learn Tajweed with Koko. I'm very happy today. I'm really happy today, and this is the day I was looking for since I started this program. The day when I tell you today is our last Tajweed lesson. The day I complete my obligation towards you. The day when I hear that you can read the Quran very well. And I'm not going to stop here. I'm not going to let you go. I'm not going to leave you alone. But it's the last lesson that we're going to learn today to finish our Tajweed. And then we're going to start our Quran application. We're not going to meet as frequent as we used to, but I'm going to be updating you with some videos every now and then. But we may have maybe 2-3 more sessions before I pause for a while. But I promise you, I will post some videos whenever I have time. I just want to let you know the coming period is going to be a very busy period for me. And this is the end of summer, which means active life is going to start soon, at least for me. So I will keep updating you with some videos, but you need to subscribe to my channel so you can receive an email with any new video I put. But I will not leave you before we have our finale farewell for Koko, and please watch that and wait for this. It's going to be something very nice. And we're going to have also saying goodbye to our friends, because they will be doing Quran on their own. They can do it very well, and still they have me. If they have any question, they can come and ask me. And also I will do a couple of applications with you, and for now at least, and then every now and then I'll come back and give you some instructions. And I will be posting videos, some tips for teachers, some games you can play, a lot of fun stuff I have, but I don't have the time to share it all with you. And by the end of this video, I'm going to show you again the book, and I will remind you about where you can get it and how can you email me. And again, step 1, step 2, and step 3. These are going to be, you're going to have step 1 videos, 12 lessons. And step 2, where you're going to start joining, you're going to be around also 10 lessons. And step 3, you're going to have around 10 videos, 11 videos. And then wherever you see on the board, step 3, beyond the 11 or from 11 and up, these are going to be Tajweed. Okay, I'm going to have them on YouTube videos titled as Little Reader Tajweed, but I'm going to continue the numbering as from step 3, from 1 till today's lesson is 24. We're going to have maybe 25, 6, 7, 8, and I'm going to continue on that rhythm. But lesson 11 and up, step 3, is going to be labeled Little Readers Tajweed. And this is going to be the title of my next book for Tajweed. Hopefully I will bring it out soon, which is going to take most of my time. And all what I taught you from in this step 3, lesson 11 until we finish is going to be in that book. I'm going to have a lot of exercise, a lot of applications, and more details, and tables and things like this. But whatever I have taught you till now is more than enough. Believe me, it's more than enough, and for you at least to start. And once you have perfected the Tajweed basics, you need to practice a lot before you can go to a higher level of Tajweed. And so don't forget to subscribe to the channel, to my videos, so you can get an update whenever I post any new video again. So today is our last lesson in the Tajweed. And it doesn't have a real title. It's only small things left that you cannot teach each separately in one session, because it's kind of like one line about some exceptions that we need to pay attention to. And even if I didn't tell you about these exceptions, the Quran symbols, the symbols in the Quran is really helpful, that you can apply them even without knowing that you are doing them. And some that you need to know what is this for. So I'm going to show you some symbols that you see in the Quran when you're reading, stuff that I didn't mention before, stuff that did not wasn't included with the lessons I taught you. So once you get this thing cleared out of your way, the Quran won't be a mystery book anymore. You're going to have a special, sweet relationship between you and the Quran, because you know it, you can read it, you understand it, and your next step is going to be, after you perfect your Tajweed, you need to understand the meaning. If you can learn Arabic language, it will be great, but if you can't, at least read it with the meaning. Read it in Arabic and then have Quran that have a translation. Know what you're reading. Memorize the surahs that you pray with. At least memorize the meaning of the surah that you use it for prayer. So when you pray, you will understand what you're saying, and this way it can help you to have more khushu' or more concentration in your prayer. Okay, so let's go to the classroom and finish our last lesson. And next week I will start application with you, a couple of lessons for applications in general, and I will have a big Quran book in front of me where we can I will read, and you will see how the reading is. I will explain some of the rules. I will just remind you what are the rules whenever they occur. So for now, let's go and meet Koko in the classroom, and he is very, very, very happy, and he's getting one close step to his last destination. Okay? Thank you. Let's go. Assalamu alaikum, Koko. How are you today? You are done, Koko. You are really done, and you have reached your goal. And also our friends at home who have been watching us all this time, following my steps, they have reached their goal and choose Quran reading. Okay, today is our last lesson, and we're going to talk about some exceptions we have in the Quran, and some symbols that we need to be aware of. Okay, so let's start. As usual, I will give you some examples, and that's how we understand. Examples are always very good. So let us start with something simple. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk about today is something called sakta, which means pausing, stop reading, all these. The sakta means that you pause the reading and stop breathing for a little bit. And you're gonna find a letter seen on the upper left side of that word. When you see that small scene, okay, it means you pause and stop reading. Example, this sakta happens in four places in the Quran. The first place is in Surah Yasin, ayah number 52, Surah Al-Qiyamah, ayah 27, Surah Al-Kahf, ayah number 1, and Surah Al-Mutaffifin, ayah number 14. I'm going to give you only one example to show you, and this is going to be from Surah Al-Qiyamah, ayah 27. وَقِيلَ مَنْ رَاقٍ. So it's going to be, you're going to see, I'm not going to do any harakat on top, but you're going to see where the noon end here on the top, you're going to see letter C on over here. So, I know when there is a noon, sakin, and the ra, we do idgham, right? I will say وَقِيلَ مَرَّةٍ, right? But in this question, I will have to pause. I will say وَقِيلَ مَنْ رَاقٍ. So I'm not going to say وَقِيلَ مَرَّةٍ. No, it's going to be وَقِيلَ مَنْ رَاقٍ. So it is very important to pause here after the word man. And it's if you hear it in the videos where the professional Quran reciters recite it, it is very beautiful. So you can check these ayahs and the 4 plus I just told you about. Other example, كَلَّا بَلْ رَانٍ, and this is in Surah Mutaffifin, ayah 14. And in Surah Kahf, عِوَجَ قَيِّمًا. So you pause a little bit and then you hold your breath. Actually, you don't breathe. وَقِيلَ مَنْ رَاقٍ. Okay? And this is our first example or symbol that we see in the Quran. The second one we see is something called ishmam. And believe me, I'm teaching you basic Tajweed, and I had to debate with myself, should I include this or not in the teaching? But I said, okay, they would understand. They are smart enough to do harder stuff in school. This shouldn't be hard for them. And the ishmam is, you know, when you do dhamma, you say bu, nu. You circle your lips and you pronounce with dhamma. And the ishmam is to circle your lip, but it is not going to be sound like dhamma. I'll show you how. This is present in one place in the Quran, in Surah Yusuf, ayah number 11. And the word is okay, here I will read it normally, ta'manna. Actually, it was supposed to be ta manuna. Supposed to be ta manuna. But the way it's written in the Quran, the way we read it in the Quran, it is ta'manna. The noon has a shadda. Both noon are joined. But the first noon, it is not like before ta'manna. The first noon has sukoon and you push the no. It has a dhamma. So, to tell the person or to indicate the missing dhamma that you drop when you say ta'manna, you circle your lip. you're gonna find between the here at this place a diamond shape. This way. You're gonna find a diamond shape by end of the meme here on the left side before the noon. This meme, you read it this way, and you want you to watch my mouth very well. You say ta'manna, ta'manna. So your lips circle, but you're pronouncing the noon, not nu. Ta'manna. Okay, when they are in Surah Yusuf, and we do this circling the lip to indicate the missing dhamma in the first one. Okay, and just practice. I promise you, it's not hard. It's easy. The third rule, or the third thing I taught you before, but I would like to repeat here again as in this group to remind you. Remember that we call the imala. So here the ishmam has this symbol. Circle your lips. And the imala is to pronounce the letter between fatha, not an alif. It's not like an alif and not like a fatha. And this is how you're going to do it. For example, if I have the word, to pronounce the word between alif and ya. So, if I have the word normally I will read majraha. Ra preceded has a fatha and has alif, long vowel alif. Normally we say majraha. But here you're gonna see a kind like a diamond on the bottom under the letter Ra. So I'm not gonna say majriha. I'm not gonna say majraha. I will be pronounced between. I will pronounce the letter Ra between alif and ya. So I'm gonna say majreha. Majreha, not riha, not raha, it's going to be majreha, and so on. And this is in Surah Hud, ayah 41. So it is a sound between alif and ya. Okay, and you're going to see the symbol, this diamond, underneath the word. In some Quran I saw they also have a line on both sides. And in Tamana also you're going to find also a line under the word Tamana. Okay? The fourth example is this. It's called tasheel of hamza. Tasheel means ease, to make things easy. I'm gonna make it in English, but I'll keep the word Arabic. Tasheel of hamza. Or ease of hamza. Okay? This is when you have like a word that has two hamzas following each other in the beginning of the word. For example, when you have the word I'm going to write in a normal way. If I'm going to write a, you have a hamza followed by an alif. Okay? So, to make this thing easy, I'm going to write it. So what's going to happen here? The first hamza will going to have a fatha, and then you're going to find a closed circle on the top of the alif that next for after the hamza. So instead of instead of saying a'jamiyun, I say I will pronounce this as an between hamza and alif. It's going to be pronounced between hamza and alif. And this is in Surah Fussilat, ayah number 44. If you want to go and look at it. So how I'm going to do this, I will read as follows. A'jamiyun, a'jamiyun, a'jamiyun. So I'm not saying a'jamiyun, but I am making it between hamza and alif. A'jamiyun, and so on. The fifth exception or symbol is going to be the letter sin versus letter sad in some place. So I'm going to write sin versus sad. In this example here, for example, sometimes the sad in a word in the Quran would be pronounced as a sin, and sometimes the sin is preferred to be pronounced as sad. Okay? We have two places in the Quran where the sad is pronounced sin, but written sad. This is in Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah number 245, or in Surah Al-A'raf, ayah 69. I'm going to take the example of Surah Al-A'raf, ayah 69. So the word so what are you going to see? You're going to see on top of the sad here, you're going to see a small sin. Don't confuse this sin with the sakta. The sakta sin is going to be on the left side of the letter, upper left side. This is going to be on the top of sad. Okay? So this means, let me make it bigger. You can see. I'm not going to read it bastatan. I'm going to read it as bestatan. Bestatan. Okay? And this is very easy. Other example, wayabsutu. It's going to be wayabsutu. Wayabsutu. And this is the one in Surah Al-Baqarah. The second example, this one where the sad is pronounced sin. So this one, the sad is pronounced sin. The second one is where the sad is better to pronounce it sad, but you have an option also of pronouncing it sin. This is in the second example. This is number, I can say A, number B, where the sin is going to be on the bottom. And sometimes, like in my Quran, they avoid putting any sin in the bottom, and they just put sad, means it's preferred to be pronounced sad. And this is in Surah At-Tur, ayat 37. It's written this way. So it's going to be, if your Quran version has used this, then you're going to see a scene underneath the sad. When you see the scene underneath the sad, means it's preferred to pronounce it sad, but you also have an option of pronounce it sin. You can say al-musaytirun or al-musaytirun, both way. But it's preferred, it's preferred sad. But you can also do it as a sin. And it's also in Surah Al-Ghashiyah, ayah number 22, Bimu Swaitir. You're going to find the sin underneath the sad. If you didn't find it in your Quran, means like in my Quran, I don't have the sin. They just have it on by sad. So you're going to say Bimu Swaitir or Bimu Saitir. Both way. So don't confuse these scenes with the sector scene. It's going to be either above or beneath. Okay. This example number 6 is very easy. This is for the sajda symbol. In the Quran, you find places where there is a special symbol at the end of the ayah, and this symbol is just like kind like this shape, where you kind of like a mizana shape. Wherever you see this symbol, and it's going to be also shaded inside, has like some color inside. That means when you reach to the end of this ayah, when you see this symbol, you put the Quran and you have to do sajda. You make a sujood towards the Qibla, and that's how you do it. You say Allahu Akbar, no ruku, you go down on sujood on your forehead, say Subhanallah 3 times, and then you say this dua. You say, Sajada wajhi lilladhi fatarahu wa shaqqa sam'ahu wa basarahu. فَتَبَارَكَ اللَّهُ أَحْسَنَ الْخَالِقِينَ. Okay? So you can rewind the video again and write it down. So, and then you can make any dua you want, you wish, and then you come back and continue your reading. And you're going to find in the same ayah that you have this symbol at the end, at some point there's also a line under 2 or 3 words. That is where the reason for the sajda. So this is a very, very easy rule. Number 7, this is also something we talked about before, which is exception in mad as-sila. Exception. Remember when I said the masculine pronoun have, whenever you're going to find a symbol that is it has a dhamma, and then you have a symbol of a small vowel, you treat the dhamma as a long vowel vowel, and if it's followed by hamza, it's going to be 2 haraka, longer. There are certain places in the Quran where this rule is not applied. Okay, the first one, where we are supposed to do the mad, but we don't do mad. And this is in Surah Az-Zumar, ayah number 7. So the first example, suppose mad, but not that. And this is yardahu lakum. So where I'm supposed to see here, ya fatha, ra sukun, dad fatha, and the dhamma on the ha, lakum. So in normal situation, according to the rule, I'm supposed to see a small wow here, when I'm going to say yardahu lakum, 2 haraka. But in this example here, in this situation, it's easy because in the Quran itself, I'm not going to see a wow. There will be no wow, small wow on the side. So don't confuse if you didn't see the wow. I wasn't going to include this in my exceptions, but I don't want you to confuse when you see it in the Quran. Oh, this is the ha, so where is the wow? So you're not going to see a wow, and you're going to read it as a dhamma. Yardahu lakum. Yardahu lakum. The second example is number 2. Number 2 is where it's not supposed to make mad, no mad, according to the rule, but you make mad. Okay, second rule. And this is example in Surah Al-Furqan. In Surah Al-Furqan, ayah number 69, where you are not supposed to make mad, but you make a mad. And this is in Yakhlud fihi So here I will see the symbol, the backward ya. So what I'm going to do, instead of saying yakhlud fihi muhana, according to the rule, I'm not supposed to do mad, but I'll do mad. I'm going to read yakhlud fihi muhana, and so on. So don't worry about this exception. You're not going to even notice because you're not going to see a wow after the ha here, and you're not going to see you will see a backward yeah where you're going to make the elongation. There is something, it's not an exception, but I wanted to explain it more because some of you may confuse. And this is, I'm not going to give it a number, but this is about the alif maqsura. Okay? We said the alif maqsura is just written like a ya, okay? And it has a letter before it, preceded always by a fatha. Sometime you're going to see a small alif on the ya, and sometime you don't. So here you don't see it, you see it. In the Quran, sometimes you see alif, small alif, sometimes you don't see alif. So what you should do in this situation? It is easy because naturally you are not going to be able to make the alif maksura as an alif to count longer, because of the way how the word is positioned, either what before or what after it. You're gonna have to read it as one harf. And when there's a small alif on the ya, you elongate it as a long vowel alif, two harf. Example. So we have فَلَا يُجْزَى الَّذِينَ. So in this situation, you are not going to see a small alif in the Quran. Here, فَلَا يُجْزَى, there is a fatha on the zay for the alif maksura. But after the alif maksura, you're going to see hamzat wasl on the alif here, hamzat wasl. So, we know with the hamzat wasl, we join the letter before with the letter after. I don't say يُجْزَى الَّذِينَ. I say فَلَا يُجْزَى الَّذِينَ. So in this way, you are not going to treat alif maksura as an alif. It's going to be dropped. يُجْزَى الَّذِينَ. So don't worry if you didn't see a small alif on the ya, on alif maksura, don't get confused. Because there's a hamza wasl after, we have to join with the side. Second example, in Surah Al-Baqarah, هُدًى لِلَّذِينَ. So you're going to see tanween on the dal here. هُدًى لِلَّذِينَ. Okay? ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Or, I'm sorry. Let us fix it, هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. I went to other ayah. But I'm using Surah Baqarah. Example here. ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. So, here I will go from here. هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. So, there's a tanween came, فتحة التنوين came before the alif maksura, and there is a lam after that. We're gonna do idgham, هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ, and hamza and alif maksura is dropped. So, I will not see a small alif on the alif maksura. Okay? And I just wanted to mention this because I don't want you to, that I tell you a rule and you read in the Quran and then, okay, wait a minute, where is the alif on the alif maksura? How am I going to read this? Or how am I going to apply the rule? Huda, I'm going to say Huda lil muttaqin. No, it is Huda lil muttaqin. The alif maksura is dropped. And so whenever you don't see a small alif on the alif maksura on the, or this here, you treat it as one harf, okay? And I think that's all what I have for you today. I have completed my mission, you can say that. And I hope I did a good job. I hope. I am not a perfect person. I may have made some small mistakes. Forgive me and make dua for me. And this is the best I could do, but it's better than nothing. I just wanted to help children and make this thing simple and easy. I just want to remind you again, these kind of exceptions are very rare in the Quran, and sometimes even if you know the rules very well and apply them, you're not going to notice anything because the ulama of Tajweed or the Mus'haf was written in a way that makes easy for anyone to read. So follow the sakta, when you find it. You have a small C on the left upper side of the word, and in the word, the ishmam, I'll show you how, and the imala, I have explained before and I repeat here again. And the heel of the hamza, make the hamza easy. Instead of saying you say it a little bit between alif and hamza, jamiyu. And sin versus sad, most of the Quran that I have seen, when there's a sin on the sad, pronounce it as a sin. When there's sin on the bottom or there is no sin at all, it is pronounced sad, or it's preferred to be pronounced sad, but it can also be pronounced sin. The sajda symbol is very clear, like a me'zana or something, a symbol at the end of the ayah. You make sajda and you memorize the dua I showed you earlier, and you say it. And the seventh is mad al-sila, where you have some exception where when we are supposed to do elongation, we didn't do elongation, and where we are not supposed to make elongation, we make elongation. The last one is not exception, but is something I wanted to share with you about alif maqsura, where sometimes you don't see an alif on the small alif on the ya. That means you don't pronounce al maqsura into haraka. Treat it as whatever the rule apply. If it's hamd wasl, you join with the letter before hamd wasl. If it's tanween, you just do the idgham. Okay? And that is this heel. I'm sorry, this is the part of this heel. And I want you today to go and once I said the surahs I mentioned, write them down. I'm sorry, I wanted to write it down, but they don't have room in the board. But the surahs I said, they have more examples. Write down the ayah number and go to the Quran book and open and find what I told you about. You will find the same thing I told you. And we are gonna say, you have done a good job, Koko. You have been away from home for a long time just to learn Tajweed and learn how to read the Quran. And that is very, very good, Koko. And it is for every one of us, reading Quran, it's very important thing to do. And to read it and learn how to read with Tajweed and perfection is very important too. And keep on practicing from now on. If you stopped reading or if you stopped practicing, things are gonna get backward. You're gonna start forgetting. I want to assure you, if you stopped in the middle, you are gonna go back to at least to the harakat. You're gonna forget everything. It takes determination, dedication. It takes a hard work to be able to do this. And when you are good at it, teach it to your brother or sister, but have some guidance with you. Or teach it to yourself in a board like that. The rule in science, for those who work with science and they work in lab, they say, watch one, do experiment. You don't know how to do the experiment, right? They say, watch one, do one, and teach one. And then you got it. So once you watch it, you learn it. Then you have to apply it. Apply what you watch, do it. And once you applied it, you need to fix it more, teach one. So your mission is, don't stop the knowledge at you. Let it go to the next person who needs help. Don't have to say stuff that you don't know, okay? Because if you don't know something, you don't teach it. Teach only what you are sure you know. And once you are sure you know it, you teach it, the same person will gonna teach somebody else. And that's how the Quran and all the Islamic knowledge came to us, okay? And I just want to share with you one thing. It's a surprise. I'll be right back. And I want to share also with Koko. This is the book. And I am very happy to tell you that our first print was sold out, and this is our second print. And I thought about making it more fun for children. I added these animals and some stuff, and in the back I have added the alphabet where they can always look at it and review. So this is it's the same edition, first edition, but the second print. It's available on Amazon, or you can email me littlereader3steps@gmail.com, and you can I can send you the book. The next book is going to be Little Reader Tajweed. This one, Little Reader 3 Steps Towards Reading Quran from Alif to Alif Lam Mim. And you're going to find at the end of the book where I put Surah Baqarah and the first 5 ayah, where I'm going to read it with you and teach you a lot of rules from that, and that's going to be from Alif to Alif Lam Mim. Okay? And there is a surprise. Remember the makharij that we used to do? I have made a song for it, and the children in my classroom, they sang it, and it's really helped you to remember the makharij. You're going to find a video with the play on the Arabic with Koko. You're going to find a video with say a makharij song. Listen to the song, and the song is here in the book too. I have written it in the book, and I'm going to update the video too. I'm going to have to write it down in the bottom of the video. I'm going to try to type it down. So if you don't have the book, you can have the lyrics for it. Okay, so I just wanted to share with you the new book, the new look of the book that's going to be available in Amazon. And we have updated a lot of things, have added a spine, and it looks now easier to handle. Okay, and I'm very happy you have joined me all this time, and I will see you next week or next time to do application in the Quran, and then have a farewell party for Koko, because he's going to be going home. I'm going to miss you, Koko. But I heard the news, and I'm very happy about it. Koko's parents emailed me yesterday, and they're very happy with Koko. And they said, guess what? Koko's sister is coming to learn Quran. And her name is what? Can you guess her name? Her name is Cookie. Yes, Koko's sister Cookie is going to join us to join Quran. But we are not going to have videos for that. It's going to be some private lessons, because I think we're done. We had enough, okay? But Koko's sister is coming to learn Quran too. And she's going to go and teach the women over there in her village. And Koko's going to go and learn the men or the boys, okay? So you always have to have women and men to teach. So not all knowledge is only for men or boys. No, both they have to have education, okay? For now, I'm happy I finished, and I have fulfilled my promise towards you. And till I see you next week, I say to you, في أمان الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.